The day has come. I have finally got the windscreen put in. Now, here's another late night in the bus. Now we're installing the shower rail rows and obviously the mixing taps and things like that. So let's drill some holes in this fiberglass and make a mess. Now you'll see how I taped it because fiberglass just blisters like all hell. You have a look, it just shatters, makes a mess of everything. So probably should be wearing a dust mask as well because fiberglass is not the greatest thing to breathe in. Now it probably won't fit because it's best to go smaller than go bigger, so it should be fine. Happy day. There you have it, guys. As you can see, we're using like a gunmetal grey stainless steel tap fixtures and things like that. So we've got the shower rows and that. I've got that still in the box so we don't damage it. I'm just dummy fitting this up at the moment, but I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty good. The other hole next to it there, that's obviously where the cord runs up and under to the top of the rows. So I've got to drill that out a bit bigger, about 25 mil, and that other little round thing sits on there for the shower rows. So that's basically that. Now I've just, as I said, I've dummied it up because I need reference points to work out how many elbows and things we're going to need. So let's get some light. So just there, you can see, sorry, the lighting's terrible in here for some reason. Anyway, that's it there. That's the unit there. I've got to build some bracing and things for it to work it all out. But so how this works is you've got a hot and a cold side, and that's obviously where all the mixed water goes. So we're going to go a little elbow here, go up and out this way, and then we'll join it into the rows there. So what I'll do is I'll just go right angle and then another right angle into that. So that's how we're going to do that. That'll be a little bit finicky, but that's where we wanted it. So we've got to keep the missus happy because she decided that's where it needs to go. So that's where it's going. Right, I'll explain to you the plumbing side of things, and there's a few right angles and doodads and things, but that's where it's going to go. So back to this, we have hot water, cold water. I don't know which way is which, I have to check on the bottom, but anyway, so we're going to go a right angle here, straight down to the floor, then we'll go right angle again to there, right angle again to there, another right angle to there, and then obviously another right angle up to the hot water service. So that's the hot water service side of things done. In between that, there will be a T-joiner for the sink tap as well, and the same for the cold water. So then we'll go obviously a few more right angles back to here, back that way with the cold, and then the cold will have a right angle there, and it'll go up this wall here, and then another right angle into a straight. So that'll join like that. And this one, as I said, right angle up, across, right angle down, and then probably another right angle there. We'll work it out. I've got a bit of piss farting around to do there for the outlet, but that's where the missus decided that that's the best place to put it. So that's where I bloody put it. So we'll do all the headache bullshit mucking around there, and we'll make sure we can plumb it. Nevertheless, it should look pretty good when it's done. But then we've got to obviously just put the sink and bench tops and things like that. But that's all done so far. The bed's still as we left it, and that's it for today. So we'll get stuck into it again in the morning. Rightio. It is the next day. I have been to KMAC. I think that's how you pronounce it. we've got ourselves some water tanks. Now, this has taken me a fair while to figure out the right tanks, the right sizing, and how we're going to do it all, because I'm limited to space. So as you can see here, I've only got this little area just here to put the water tanks. Now, this is directly underneath the shower, and I need to make room for plumbing and all those other things as well. So we've got ourselves 4 55-litre tanks. So we're going to use 3 for fresh water and 1 for grey water. So here they are here. The 4 tanks, 55 litres. They've got the 3 inlets, obviously 1 out. You can join the tanks together and the breather holes in them as well. So these are pretty cool. You can mount these vertical or horizontal. It doesn't really matter, but that's them there. There's the part number and stuff on them. And they fit in there quite nicely. So we'll give you a look at them. Windy as today. And we're getting the windscreen put in as well, so that's exciting. So as you can see, these are the perfect size to go in here. So whether I'm going to mount them this way or mount them this way, I haven't decided yet, but that's what we're going to do with them. We may even just put 2 that way and then another 2 on top of that, but it is still to be determined. Now, they won't fit that way at all, so it's a matter of just working out the bracketry. If I do one that way, it'll have to be another one that way. I reckon that'll look a bit weird. So if we just go this way, obviously we're going to have to lift them up a bit, but that's how I'm out there. Alright, so we'll just dummy this up a bit so we can see, get a bit of an idea of what sort of steel that we need to make the brackets. Now we're going to put probably some sheeting at the bottom, so it's like a stone shield as well. That's probably just a bit too high. That might be just alright, I reckon. I reckon we might be pushing the limits here, guys. Let's see. Yeah, we're definitely pushing the friendship here. So they're not going to fit like that because of the plumbing and stuff as well. So we're going to have to do them a different way. So we'll mount them this way. And we can go there like that. One like that. Another one there. And then obviously the other one on top. So that's how we're going to mount them. They'll mount like that. Obviously they're all going to have tank senders and things in them, which we'll put on this end here. We'll have it as far back there as possible, and then we can run all the plumbing fittings and things like that. So that's how that'll be. We'll just flip them around possibly, or we'll just run them that way. That should be fine like that. So that's how we'll mount them. Now, just to try and figure this all out in my own head, I had to do all the measurements and I had to check things. I had to check which way they were going to go. So when I did it in my head, that's how I designed it. So that's how it was going to be. I haven't designed the bracketry yet, but we need to brace it up nice and strong, because obviously grey water you don't really worry too much, but you need to calculate all of your water capacity, because that, however much, you know, if you've got a kilo of if you've got a litre of water, it's a kilo. So that's how that's calculated. Now you need to make things strong enough to obviously withstand that water and things like that. So you need to make the bracketry very, very strong to withstand all the water and the sloshing around and things like that. So that's how we're going to do that. We're going to measure up a few things here. I'm going to go get some steel and we're going to make some brackets to mount up these water tanks. Now the beauty of this is there used to be a big heavy diesel heater in here. So I'll show you. There's holes already here to mount it. There's some brackets already there. So we may even just use them already to mount the existing brackets, but we'll see how we go. So we can't mount obviously anything to the chassis rails there. So we can't weld or bloody drill holes in the chassis rail. So we won't be doing any of that. We'll just utilize the body that we've already got, some of the existing holes, and we'll get into it. So what we'll do is we might we'll just use these plates here and we'll build off of that at the bottom to build a nice platform, and same as there, and we can just utilize the bolt holes that are already there to make the brackets. So let's get into it. Righty, I've been a little bit busy off camera. I'll try to figure out how to make the best brackets for holding these tanks. So I'll show you what I've done so far. So I've just made a few braces that bolt to the chassis here and here, and up the back as well. Now they're the original mounting brackets that used to house a diesel heater that used to sit in here. So we've removed that because that no longer worked and it was just a heavy, monotonous, ugly thing. So we've got rid of that. And now these are the brackets that I've made so far. So I've just got some 50 by 50 angle on there. This is all 2mm. RHS is 25 by 50 as well, and then obviously done the brackets here and there, and we've just welded these to that. And then I've got to put a few more braces in between there and there, and then some uprights. So I've got to remove this bracket here because that's in the way, so we don't need that. I'm going to get rid of that. And here's the middle frame to join the other two tanks to the top two tanks, so that's them. And then I've just got to make another one of these, which is not a double, it's just a single, to go on the top to hold the top tanks in place as well. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to cut off that bracket. I'm going to position the tanks where I want them, work out where to put the other supporting braces in the bottom, and then we'll get stuck into it. Rightio, so I've managed to make a few brackets and things for the water tanks. So that's what I've got so far. Now there's 4 water tanks in there. One's going to be a grey and then 3 fresh. I've just mocked up so a bit of 50 by 50 angle. So I've made brackets top and bottom, and now I've still got to make another one for the top there, and then I'm going to some bracing up the sides and bolt it all to it. Now you might think that these brackets look like they're overkill, and they probably are, but the weight of the brackets themselves are not going to be on the tanks. So I'm going to put rubber in between all these so that they just stop the vibration and things like that, and the actual brackets will sit on metal plates so that they're not the weight of the bracket itself is not putting pressure on the tank. It's just going to be held in by a bit of rubber, which I'll get some from Clark rubber, some rubber foaming or something there to put it in there to stop the vibration and to keep the weight off them. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull this out now. We're going to finish off welding. It's just got a few tacks here and there, and then we'll get stuck into finishing welding it. The day has come. I have finally got the windscreen put in. Now, they weren't really friendly to put it on camera. They wouldn't want to see their faces on camera. So we've got the screen in. Have a look at this. Fucking beautiful. The screen is in, finally. Now I've got a few more things, as I said in the previous videos, about the crescent molding. So we've got a piece here. So we're going to cut a heap of this up. We're going to miter it all, make it all nice, put a nice border around it, tidy it all up, and get it all looking pretty. But it is in. Got a few days to let that glue dry nice and hard, and then we can obviously tidy up all those seams and things you see there. But that's it. Look at that. Screen is in. It is so good to finally see a brand new screen back in this. You have no idea. Now the glass is all certified as well, which I'll show you. As you can see, there's some stamps just there, and there's stamps all over this thing everywhere. So you've got the certification stamps there, and there obviously there's two there as well. There's another one up the top. So it's all certified. It is laminated glass. It is safe to be used as a windscreen. So it is all legit. Happy days. Now I've been around to the caravan place already this morning. I've got some fittings and that for the tap fixtures. So here's the plumbing that we did last night. Now I've just got the fitting there. As you can see, I've put a couple of little captive nuts in the timber. So we're going to get some bolts, and we're going to bolt this to there. So that's going to be all secured there on its own plate. Now this is a 19mm piece of marine plywood, which I've cut, which fits in there beautifully, which is very, very, very solid. So that is not going to go anywhere once that's all bolted up, as well as this one here, which I've got to drill a hole to put this one in here as well. This is for the from the mixer into the shower rose itself. So I'm going to drill a hole for that. That's what we're going to do now, and we can mount that up. So let's get into it. We have got our awning from Lux. Now that's it there. It is, I think it was 17 foot by 8 foot. And that we got it done in black, because I wanted the legs to be black, because we've got the table that's going to be mounted to the side here, that's in black, and a couple of the hatches and things are black as well. So I thought it'd be fitting to get it done in black. So we're going to open this up today. I'm going to mount the brackets so that when we can get all the brackets on the bus before drilling through fresh paintwork. So I'd rather do that now than have to do it later. So we'll do that. We'll mount the brackets, and then we can get everything ready on the inside, run the awning lights as well before we start cladding up the walls. So let's get into it. Let's open this box up, see what we got. How crazy is this? Like, it's 17 foot, but it's only in a box that's no longer than like 1600. Like, it's crazy. We've ordered the center bracket as well. Now a lot of awnings you'll see on some caravans and things, they're really, really long, but they do not have the bracket that supports the awning once it's rolled up in the center. So it can cause it to bow and cause you dramas in the long run over fatiguing on corrugated roads and things like that. So we've got the support bracket for the center. I always forward think, I think of everything. So that's what we're going to put in the middle for the awning. And let's assemble this thing and get it on the bus. Work out where all the brackets go, drill some holes, get it all glued up, and run the awning lights. And then exciting things to come, we're going to get the plywood to line the roof. So I'm pumped to do that, but without this, I cannot mount the brackets on the inside correctly and glue it all up so it doesn't leak. So let's get into it. Instruction manual out. That's basically what it looks like just there. Alrighty. We need this one here, just for the dimension. Mounted 80 down top of the drum. And then it like literally just clears that by like 10 mil. How many times would you say that that awning would roll on top of it? About 20 mil. It's 100 and so 50, 70 mil. It's only 70 mil once it's rolled up. So we've got 70 mil. The 70 mil will be the center of the drum. Is that right?
No, 65.
Yeah.
Well, that's 100.
That's 100, yeah.
Plus 20.
Yeah.
Divided by 2 is 64. 60.
Yeah, we divided by 2.
Well, we're finding the center. So
I know the center.
The
it's
middle.
100 mil. The center of it's obviously 50 because half of it's 50. Right? Because only half of the drum's going to sit up here and the rest is going to be down here.
Yeah. And you said 20 mil is the
Yeah. It's just 70 mil.
No. No, it's not. It's 60 mil because you're adding 20, the whole thickness, to one side. You haven't distributed.
I don't need to distribute because it's round evenly around the drum, so it evenly comes out.
Yeah. So you do that 100 plus 20, and the center of that is 60.
So the center of the drum has to be 60 mil from the roof.
Whatever the middle of that is, go 60 either way, up and down. Find the center of between there. Or are you allowing an extra 10 mil so we can...
160. This window's perfectly put in.
So what's half of 160? 80. And then it'll be 20 mil clearance from both sides. And that'll be smack bang in the middle.
So mounted at 80.
Yes, and then you allow 60 above, 60 below.
Well, we originally said, wasn't it? 80. Yeah.
Oh, who knows? All your measurements have just kind of fucking appeared.
So we'll mount... So the center of the drum has to be 80 mil.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care for this side for now, because that's right, because the drum will sit there.
So how far was that? 80 mil down.
That's 80 mil down.
Okay, well I'll remember that. 80 mil.
Yeah, that's 80 mil from the drip rail. So we'll mount this side first. What's the overall width of that? What is it to the center line on the outside bracket there?
That's not 10 mil.
20 mil.
It'd be like 22 mil.
What did we say? 80.
80.
Righto, we've been down to Bunnings. I've got myself some stainless steel hinges to build the new bus door. Now, I've had enough of building water tank brackets and things like that. We're moving on to something else today. I've been stuck in this door because we need this door basically done, secured, had the glass and everything fitted to it, painted. Oh, well, not painted, but primed up anyway, so that we can start fitting it all out, because apparently this door here just doesn't want to come to the party with how secure it is. So that's the little door there. That's the bifold door. Obviously, as I said, we have to build a new door because it's not allowed to go inwards like that. So it has to be an outwards opening door. So we're going to get stuck into that today. I'm going to get these hinges mounted, start building a frame for it, and we'll show you how we design it. So let's get into it. Righto, as you can see, I have made the door. Now, I've just basically welded the frame itself up. I put a gusset there through the middle, as you can see. And that's basically the frame. Now, what we're going to do now is I'm going to use a bit of 25 by 25. And we're going to put that, basically, the center of the 25 mil and the center of the 50 mil. So it leaves a bit of a gap like that, as you can see. And that'll be where the glass, the 6 mil glass will sit. Now this is all going to be glass. The whole top section of this door is going to be one piece, the same as the windscreen. We're going to use the same glass as that, laminated. Put that in there. And at the bottom of the door here, there's going to be a vent. As you know, with a lot of caravans, they have the vent there for gas and things like that. Here's the door handle that we've got. Now it's keyless entry. It's got a little remote fob for it, and obviously the buttons there as well. So we're going to mount that under here as well. We're going to put that in there, and we're going to put a deadlock on it as well, which we'll worry about the deadlock later on. But for now, I'm just going to do what I said with the 25 mil, put that in there, weld that all up, and then basically majority of the welding's done. I may just put a bit of a gusset there where the handle goes as well, but you'll see me build it as we go anyway. So that's basically what I've done so far, but let's get into building the rest of it. Righto, I have basically nearly finished the door frame itself. It's starting to get a bit late on, so that's it there. Excuse the neighbour's lawnmower. Door frame's basically built. I've still got to do a couple of things here, probably for the door lock and that. The door lock I showed you before, I'm probably not going to use it. I don't really like it. I think it's a bit shit, to be honest. So that's basically it. I'll put the 25 by 25 there. There's about a 14 mil gap in there, and the glass is 6 mil laminated that's going to go in there. So there'll be plenty of room for glue and for the glass to fit in there nice and flush and look beautiful. That's basically it. As I said, that's where the glass will go at the top there, and the bottom bit here, I'll just build a little bit of a pocket there for the door handle, and I may even put some deadlocks top. Well, maybe not the top. Maybe just the bottom. Maybe I'll put a deadlock in it somewhere. We'll figure it out. But I've still got to drill holes in the sides here. So I've got to put some crush tubes inside for the hinges, so that we can weld the nuts on the inside there, and then the bolts can go straight through. Now, if you don't know what a crush tube is, it's basically a round cylinder that goes inside there, so that when you put the bolt on there and the nut on this side, when you clamp it up, you don't actually, basically says what it does, you don't actually crush the tube in. So it'll be, that's the inside of the tube there, and you're putting a spacer between here and there, so that this basically doesn't fold in on itself. So that's what you're going to do there. We're going to put some tubes in there so they don't crush. We've got a few of them to do, but we'll show you how we do all of them anyway. For the hinges, the top hinge is a bit of a tricky one, but we'll show you how we do that too. It's got to be out a bit further, just so that it can open and be in line with all the other hinges. But as I said, we'll show you that once we get to mounting it. But at the moment, I've got to put the old door back on before it gets dark, so that the bus is all secured, so that no one gets in there. But yeah, that's what we've knocked out today. That's the bus, the new bus door. But we'll show you how we're going to clad it all. I may even just follow it to the contour of the bus as well, so it looks really nice. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But today, we'll just put the old door back on, and that'll be it. We'll get stuck into something else tomorrow. So, yeah.
Oh no.